You are exhausted from pretending to be someone who doesn't even exist. You spend hours perfecting a digital avatar that doesn't actually exist, adjusting a mask in a mirror that doesn't quite fit, posting highlights, deleting the version where you looked tired, then waiting for the number to move. And somewhere in that loop, a strange thing happens. You start performing your life for people who are not, in any meaningful sense, watching. Sound familiar? The post that took 40 minutes to caption gets forgotten by the person who liked it before they've closed the app. Almost 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor wrote himself a private note about the exact trap you're in right now. Marcus Aurelius had a phrase for this. He called it the clapping of tongues. The noise other people make about you, which he ranked as basically worthless. Not because approval feels bad, because it's unreliable currency. It's spent by people who forget they spent it 5 seconds later. The mask doesn't cost you anything to wear. It's free. It's just a filter, a caption, an angle. Except it isn't free. It costs you the version of yourself that doesn't perform. And you're starting to forget what that version sounds like. So you build the mask better, sharper jaw, better lighting, funnier caption. You get good at it. And here's the part nobody warns you about. The better you get at the mask, the harder it becomes to remember which parts of you are real. Marcus Aurelius wasn't writing for an audience. Meditations wasn't a book. It was a private journal, written in a military tent, addressed to no one but himself. The most quoted Stoic text in human history was never supposed to be read by another person. The guy telling you to stop performing for an audience wrote his masterpiece with zero audience in mind. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. You assume the problem is that people are watching you too closely. That's not it. The truth is closer to the opposite. Most of the people you're performing for aren't watching at all. They're scrolling past you the same way you scroll past them. Half a second of attention, then gone. You're not exhausted because the audience is too invested. You're exhausted because you built an entire identity around an audience that was barely there. A private journal warned that if you keep tearing yourself away from your own nature to chase outside opinion, you eventually lose the thread back to what your nature even was. That's not a metaphor, that's a diagnosis. The mask doesn't sit on top of your face forever. Eventually you can't find the seam. So, is the obvious move to delete the apps? Go dark, remove the performance entirely. Of course not. That's the wrong fix. It's not about removing the audience or deleting apps. It was the compulsion. The reflex that needs the audience's reaction to know if the day went well. That's the actual Stoic discipline, not invisibility. Indifference to the verdict. You can keep the profile, keep the camera, keep the highlight reel. The mask only becomes a problem the moment you can't take it off. The moment your sense of whether today was good depends on whether today performed well. So here's the actual confrontation. Not you versus the algorithm. You versus the reflex. The algorithm doesn't demand the mask. You supply it every time you check whether the post is doing well before you've decided how you feel about the thing you posted. Marcus Aurelius's fix wasn't a system. It was a single daily question he kept asking himself. Is this action good, judged on its own terms? Or am I only doing it for the clapping? That question, asked enough times, is the whole discipline. Not silence, not disappearing. Just refusing to let the applause, or its absence, cast the final vote on whether your life is going well. You don't have to burn the avatar down. You just have to stop asking it who you are. 2,000 years ago, a man wrote himself a note that no one was ever supposed to read, and it turned out to be the most honest thing he ever produced. Worth thinking about next time you're drafting a caption for an audience that's already scrolled past. Thanks for thinking alongside me. Until next time, think deeper, live sharper.